first game back with less than a month to go, and this highly anticipated series about to begin. Joe Davis and Orr Hershiser, these teams met a bunch early on, right? 12 times in the first 31 games. Dodgers didn't have Justin Turner. Diamondbacks might as well not have had Paul Goldschmidt. He was one of the worst hitters in the National League over the first month or so. Both those guys now doing what we figured they'd eventually do.
A team sport, but you got to concentrate on the star players when you come to these big series. And the Dodgers are hot, especially hot with Justin Turner in the middle of the lineup. Since August, this guy is one of the best hitters in the game, one of the best two-strike hitters in the game, so he is really clutch.
And Paul Goldschmidt for the Diamondbacks is starting to put together another MVP caliber season.
He really has been really hot for about 3 months now. Started off super cold, but of late, cooling off lately just on the short term, but overall the last 3 months, probably the best player in baseball.
How about the pitchers that'll try and slow those guys in the other lineups tonight? You've got Rich Hill for the Dodgers, who's been fantastic. Robbie Ray dominated the Dodgers in much of the National League last year. Not been the same guy in 2018.
Rich Hill has been a really amazing cog for this Dodger pitching staff. And you know what? The fastball is really playing. We know the foundational pitch is the breaking ball, but the reason the fastball has been so much better is because he's landing the breaking ball.
And Ray has really struggled with command this year. He's been better the last few times out, but overall the numbers not good.
This is a good matchup for the Dodgers. Struggles with his command. The Dodgers, if they're patient, could get their walks. And the other thing he struggles with is the home run, and that's what the Dodgers can do also.
It's finally here. Couldn't be a whole lot tighter. Diamondbacks with a game lead in the division. A month to go. The Dodgers and the D-backs, the first of 4 on a gorgeous night from Dodger Stadium. Velos over the season's first month. Their roads finally intersect again as the calendar turns to September. Separated by a game in the standings, the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks come together in Los Angeles for this critical 4-game series. Which stars will shine? What moments will be remembered long after the weekend ends? Fasten those seatbelts. It's time to find out together. It's the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks as the marathon becomes a sprint. And we are ready to go as Rich Hill takes the ball for the first game of these 4 between 2 of the top 3 teams in the division, with September just around the corner. Joe Davis or Hershiser, glad you're with us tonight. It's a gorgeous night here in LA, and here is the lineup for Torey Lovullo's Diamondbacks. Steven Souza Jr. to lead things off, with A.J. Pollock hitting second. Goldschmidt and Peralta have been 2 of the hottest hitters in baseball lately. Eduardo Escobar, one of their big pickups at the deadline, is the 5-hitter and third baseman. Ahmed and Marte, very good defensively and both getting better at the plate this year, with John Ryan Murphy doing the catching for Robbie Ray. Time now for the Rocket Mortgage Breakdown. And Rich Hill, while he's been very good much of the season, his 2 starts against Arizona did not go well, giving up 12 runs in 9 innings.
That's almost a third of the total for the season for him, but he is a different pitcher right now. That was blister Rich Hill then. Now he is healthy, been back off the DL, throwing the ball exceptionally well. Maybe the best he's thrown it all year. And you're going to see him throw the kitchen sink at this lineup. And that doesn't mean he's panicking. That means he feels really comfortable with his mechanics.
It's funny you say a guy that throws 2 pitches can throw the kitchen sink, but with the way that he alters those arm angles and he changes the shape on the curve, he can.
Yeah, he's absolutely amazing at creating pitches out there and figuring out ways to get guys out.
And the Dodgers riding a season-best 5-game winning streak, and off we go with a fastball high on Souza. The Diamondbacks, meanwhile, are 2-4 over their last 6 games after they won 6 of 7. They've been in first place all but 2 days in August, and that's where they sit tonight. 73-60. Half game ahead of the Rockies, full game ahead of the Dodgers. Hill rocks and deals. Souza went around, strike 2. Closed captioning tonight brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Rich on Friday against San Diego, 6 shutout innings. Had 8 strikeouts in that game. Walked just 1. He starts this one with a 2-2 count on Souza.
Getting some of that adrenaline out of his body, just using the fastball, trying to use all that energy right now. He needs to get one in the strike zone if it's what he's going to go with.
And does, with a sharp breaking ball, 1 gone.
That was a sharp breaking ball. We are used to seeing that. Alex Wood had a tremendous one yesterday. Now Rich Hill backing it up with his first breaking ball tonight.
And now A.J. Pollock, who absolutely owned the Dodgers over that first month of the season where they played so frequently. That is a strike. He hit 7 home runs in those 12 games. Soon after the Dodgers last saw them, he broke his thumb, missed almost 2 months, and just hasn't been the same guy since coming back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And who knows if it's the thumb, if it's some aching leg injury from the past that keeps creeping up. But with A.J. Pollock, if he gets hot, he can stay on a roll for a while.
He bats with 1 out in the first and grounds 1 wide of the bag, 1-2. And injuries have been the thing, but when he's been healthy, for example, the first month this year, he was in the early MVP conversation. He's got 1 fully healthy season. That was 2015. And A.J. Pollock hit .315. He homered 20 times. He was an all-star. Tonight he's a strikeout victim in his first look at Rich Hill. He's gave the first 2 Diamondbacks.
Rich Hill is locked in early. Every pitch, he is headed towards the target. There have really been no big misses. 9 pitches and 9 high-quality ones.
Speaking of high quality, we knew that Paul Goldschmidt would find it, didn't we? It was not good over the first month and a half, but it's looked a lot like that since. 2-out single for Goldschmidt.
His hard hit rate of balls in the zone has gone through the roof. It's almost 50%. And ridiculous the way he is making contact with strikes now.
And the only guy that's given him a run for his money as far as sustained success has been David Peralta. The last couple months, one of the top hitters in the National League as well.
These two back-to-back, when hot, can be absolutely unbelievable to try and pitch through. When they're average, they're tough. But when they're hot, boy, you really got to pay attention.
And especially this month. David Peralta leads baseball in slugging. Strike one.
A lot of confidence in Peralta and what he can do in a left-on-left situation, protecting the hot Goldschmidt in the 4-hole, even though you've got a left-handed starter with a great breaking ball on the mound.
Drops down and just misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. You mentioned the rough outings for Hill against Arizona. Both, of course, coming before the disabled list stints. Getting those blisters right. But finally getting those blisters healed. Callus developed. At the same time, ironing out some mechanical flaws. He's been as good as anybody. That's fouled off, and it's 1-2.
They had tried all kinds of different treatments, and then they really zoomed in on a laser treatment that really worked and kind of put those blisters behind Rich Hill. The training staff did a great job. When you talk about mechanical fixes, I think those come also with reps, because he was able to throw without the Band-Aid on his finger and get the true feeling.
Just misses. 2-2. You say tried it all, even pickle juice.
Yeah, and they were getting suggestions from all around the world on how to cure blisters. The love for the Dodgers and the sympathy for Rich Hill. Anybody would give a suggestion.
2-2 to Peralta, and a bouncing ball foul. And you also had some people that had the next big idea, right? And this was their chance. They think they have the potion to solve blisters. And if I can solve Rich Hill's, I'm going to make it.
I'll be on Shark Tank soon.
That's it. Not, you can skip Shark Tank. Just get an email into Andrew Friedman's inbox, right?
It's over.
Or whoever, and fixes blisters, and off we go. Another 2-2 and another foul.
I don't know about you, but I'm sitting on the edge of my chair right now like this is not your typical man on first, 2-out first inning situation.
Yeah, it does have a different feel to it.
It's got a little bit of a playoff feel. First game of a big series. All these confrontations between these two teams and Colorado are going to be huge.
And Rich Hill's personality lends itself to giving the game a little added edge. Struck out the first 2, then a single for Goldschmidt. And a fly ball off of the hands to left center field. That's Chris Taylor. That's a scoreless first for Rich Hill. We're off and rolling in game 1 between the Dodgers and Diamondbacks. And here comes Robbie Ray. and then Justin Turner hitting second. Machado's at short. Kemp, Hernandez, and Taylor, followed by Yasiel Puig and Austin Barnes, starting game one of this series after the back-to-back games in that Texas heat for Yasmani Grandal. Robbie Ray had that breakout season last year where he was top 5 in the National League in earned run average. Nowhere close to that this year.
Well, his mechanics have struggled. His command he has struggled with. When he misses up to the arm side. If he gets it in the strike zone, it'll be up also, and that's why he's probably given up a lot more home runs. So he needs to be able to throw the dart down by the knees that then sets up the breaking ball.
Yep, highest home run rate for him since he was a rookie. Third highest walk rate in the National League this year. And this is not a fun lineup to try and find your command against. Dodgers chase less than any team in baseball. Brian Dozier on this 1-1. Pops one into center. Fading to right. Souza caught off by Pollock. One out.
It will be an interesting approach watching the Dodger lineup with Robbie Ray, first and second time through the order. Of course, they haven't seen him in a long time. They haven't seen the Diamondbacks in 3 months.
Here's Turner. It was part of that huge season for Ray last year. He absolutely owned the Dodgers. Went 3-0 with a .227 against them. Almost 2 strikeouts per inning. Dodgers finally got to him in the postseason, though. Game 2 of the division series. He gave up 4. Over 4 1/3, and that is the last time that they've seen him. His 0-1 is by the hands, 1-1. Two balls, 1 strike.
One of the hottest hitters in all of baseball in August at the plate. And the guy on deck is starting to become one of the hottest hitters in baseball. He's starting to heat up.
Little bit inside, ball 3. Put it all together, all these hot or heating Dodger hitters, and during this 5-game winning streak, they're averaging just under 7 runs per game. One gone first inning. Justin Turner takes a strike, 3-2. The payoff. He walked him. And the Dodgers have their first base runner tonight. You're talking about Manny Machado starting to heat up. Another home run for him in last night's game. And over his last 4, he's hit 3 of them.
Pitchers around the league, be careful on the first pitch. And don't throw a get-over breaking ball. He'll hit the first pitch fastball, and he will feast on this get-over breaking ball. Fantastic rhythm in his swing right now.
He's seen Robbie Ray twice in his career and homered once. It had been a long time since Manny Machado had found himself playing in meaningful games, especially ones like this, with Baltimore's struggles in recent years. But he goes from the last place team, in fact, the team on pace to lose 100 games as fast as anybody ever, to the heat of this race in the West. 2-0.
When you get into these exciting games and you get pumped up and you want to make an impact, but against a pitcher like Robbie Ray, you're going to have to make sure he's throwing you strikes, because he gets some outings rescued by lineups that like to chase, when really he should get buried with his lack of command.
Here he comes with a 2-0 that Machado takes for a strike.
That pitch right there was the breakout pitch last year. He could just dial up that fastball low and away to righties anytime he wanted. And can you imagine what a breaking ball then coming from that batter's box / side of the plate looks like when you know that fastball is going to be a strike?
Generous corner there, 2-2.
Borderline usually goes about 50-50, one to the pitcher, one to the hitter. The last two have been borderline and both went Diamondbacks' way.
Young umpire tonight, Ryan Blackney, 33 years old. One on, one out, and Ray to Machado with a 2-2. That's ball 3.
Outstanding take. When you get two of them rung up out there earlier in the count, in the pitch before, it's just an inch or two wide of that one. Never a strike, but close.
Ray's payoff, and Machado hits it down the line. He barreled it up, but was a little bit late, and we'll do it again.
A little bit of the timing in that swing was just the fact that it's a 3-2 count. That pitch earlier in the count, a little more freedom. Looked like the swings we've been seeing for the last 4 games.
Seventh pitch of the at-bat here, and Machado takes ball 4. Heck of an at-bat for Manning. They've waited him out for a couple of free passes here in the first.
They are working the plan perfectly. They are being patient. When the ball's in the zone, they're letting the bat go. Dozier flew out to center on a 1-1 fastball that was an easy pitch to hit. He just missed it. And Turner and Machado's at bat have been excellent.
So first and second with 1 gone, and the hitter is Matt Kemp. It'll be interesting to see if Kemp has a similar philosophy to the top part of the order, waiting Ray out. Matt is never one to do that easily. Very aggressive hitter. On the first one from Ray, he does take a strike.
He's now thrown 17 pitches, and the Dodgers have just swung at 2 of them. Fly ball to center, and the foul ball by Machado.
Matt has a couple of homers against Ray. 0-1. That one drops under the barrel for strike 2.
Couple of sliders to Matt, not using the fastball as much as he did to Turner and Machado. Kind of lived inside to Justin Turner, tried to pick the outside corner, missed for the walk, and then Machado, he was trying to live away and ended up missing out there.
Went to it again to get him. So Ray executes 3 sliders in a row, and Kemp is out number 2. It'll be up to Kike Hernandez here in the first inning, and he's the subject of our Land Rover Performance Spotlight. Talk about a lot of hitters beginning to heat up, and really for Kike throughout August, quietly, he's had a great month. Nothing been quiet about it the last few days, though.
Exciting player. Love his defense, love his passion for the game, and the way he wears his emotions on his sleeve, sometimes when he has them on. But boy, has he been much better in the batter's box.
And he has owned Robbie Ray. 3 home runs against the Southpaw. 2 on, 2 out, first inning. Hernandez takes ball 1. Here he has to balance the fact that Ray has struggled to find the strike zone with the fact that he sees Ray exceptionally well and always enjoys being aggressive.
There's a balance between being patient and being aggressive, but Early in the count, you can look for the area that you really want the ball, and if it's not there, be patient and let it go.
Takes ball 2.
Ray's a little bit fidgety for a first inning, big series, hasn't been throwing the ball especially well, walks the top 2 Dodger hitters, and now with 2 out, first and second. Not real quick to pull the trigger out there.
You know, the fidgety nature, he had that last year too, but remember how uncomfortable it seemed to make the hitters feel? It's like it led to them being on their heels a little bit. This doesn't seem to be as positive of a fidgety energy. 2-0, and Hernandez takes ball 3 with a nice pick by John Ryan Murphy.
Seemed like he was very confident against Matt Kemp, very confident against Dozier. But the 3 guys that should scare him, the 2 hottest hitters on the Dodgers, now Kike, who has been very hot and owned him, he has not really wanted to pitch to any of the 3.
Three and 0, here it comes. Pitcher's pitch for strike 1.
This situation, if you're Kike, you're still zoning in on what you want. If he wants to build the count back up in an area where you don't like it, you're going to let him. You're still looking to feast on your pitch.
During this winning streak, the Dodgers have been very good with runners in scoring position, just a touch below 300. Got a first inning chance here against Robbie Ray, who comes set for this 3-1. Hernandez takes a strike as Murphy got crossed up and was still able to grab it in the corner. 3-2.
Murphy said, "My bad" at the end, didn't even need a meeting, so he probably remembered what he called or what the fingers did. It didn't transfer it to his target very well.
It's got to be a rough feeling for a split second there.
If I'm the pitcher, I'm asking for a meeting just so I can feel comfortable on this 3-2 pitch.
Runners to get a head start. There they go. Here it comes. Hernandez chases strike 3. The Dodgers let him off the hook here in the first. Second. And a night fit for a postcard. Beautiful night as Rich Hill gets ready to pitch the second inning. Eduardo Escobar coming up for Arizona. Over from the Minnesota Twins prior to the deadline. What a year he's having. Played baseball in doubles for much of the year. Career high in slugging for him. Takes a curve that just misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. This curve lands and it's ticked foul. 1-2. As a team, the Diamondbacks pitching has been the biggest thing. Their offense is just average. And especially lately, as they've gone 2-4 over the last 6, the offense has not been good at all, averaging about 2 runs per game. Hill home with a 1-2, and Escobar pokes it foul. Will do it again. One, 2. 2-2.
Rich Hill's probably thinking Robbie Ray got that strike against a couple of my hitters. I lit up the corner.
And on a 2-strike pitch, his curve hits him. Leadoff man on for the Diamondbacks.
Shortstop number 13, Nick Ahmed.
About the only time as a pitcher you don't want that extra gear with your breaking ball, but you sure get it when your release point's way out in front. You're trying to throw that back foot breaking ball. You literally are not trying to make it hit his back foot, but that definitely is close to the target.
So runner at first, nobody out. Here's Nick Ahmed, who takes one low, ball 1. Ahmed has turned into a really nice player. You know, the calling card for years is just his defense, not just, but only. And he's added some offense into the equation lately. Swinging more aggressively. The average since the beginning of July is close to 300. Two and up. Two on 1.
Nick Ahmed's past, you wouldn't have seen him take that big a swing on a 2-0 fastball, but he has become more aggressive as the year has moved on and really found a different approach of being aggressive, has helped his offense. He used to be the guy up there looking for a walk or slap hitter.
Perfectly placed, strike 2. And when we say more aggressive, it's not necessarily that he's swinging more. It's just that he's swinging trying to inflict more damage. Fifth big league season. On a 2-2. He swings through a fastball, strike 3. Hill's third of the night, 1 gone.
Fastball statistics for Rich Hill have started to really elevate, but why? Well, the blisters are gone. He's landing the breaking ball. On this Volkswagen replay, the fastball is set up by the breaking ball, but that can only happen unless he's throwing the breaking ball for strikes, and he's doing that a lot more often.
Here are the numbers against the fastball since the All-Star break, below 200. After it was a bit of an issue prior to that. And again, that all corresponds with him dealing with the blister problems. Different year, but same story to last year when he was slowed by the blister issues early. And then over the final 3.5 months, he had the #1 ERA in the National League. His first one to Ketel Marte misses.
You know, you can pitch with blisters heating up. You can't pitch when they're as big as Rich had and rip. But even when they're heating up, it hurts your spin rate, your grip pressure. And so not only since he's come back with from the blisters is he be able to throw strikes with his pitches, but they are much sharper. His spin rate has definitely gone up a couple hundred, maybe 300-400 RPMs, and that really makes the fastball not decline as much and the breaking ball break more.
Like that. 1-2. And he needs that characteristic on his fastball for him to do what he does, and that is have the fastball and the curveball look alike coming out of the hand.
Throwing the ball well in great rhythm tonight. A little bit of adrenaline because it's the Diamondbacks at home, so he's been 90-91 with the fastball, but normally it's 88-89, and you're right, he needs that spin.
Punch to right. Puig charges on. Not going to get there. Throw to second, gets by. Wouldn't have been time anyways. First and second, one out.
Not hit well at all, and Yasiel Puig tried to play it off like he could get to it to freeze Escobar. Marte finds himself with a hit, and Escobar moves up 90 feet. You saw the little deke, and then the throw down along the ground is on purpose, so he doesn't overthrow it. And if he happens to get it on line, it's got a chance. But he definitely spiked that into the ground on purpose, just like a shortstop going into the hole, throwing the ball to first.
First chance for the Diamondbacks comes here in the second, but with their 8-hitter John Ryan Murphy up there. He's on the lineup for his defense as a catcher, one of the top framers in the game, but 3 for his last 40 at the plate. Hill fires an 0-1. That sweeps in, strike 2. Ball 1. Padres have taken a lead on the Rockies in the second inning, 2-0. 4-game series opening in San Diego tonight. Rockies right now sandwiched between the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. 3 teams within 1 game with 29 to go. You ready?
I am so ready. I am glad the Dodgers have taken it a game at a time, but I've looked forward on the calendar to these games coming up in this month.
We're allowed to do that. They can do a game at a time, but we like to look ahead a little bit up here.
Oh, yeah.
Another 1-2. And another strikeout as a curve clips the inside corner.
Pitching tough to Murphy so he doesn't have to get to Souza. Now with Robbie Ray coming to the plate. First and second, 1 out, 8th hitter. Attack him, attack the pitcher, and try and get out of the inning.
Ray this year 2 for 30 at the plate. Swings through the first pitch, 0-1.
Dodger defense, understanding Ray's statistics. You see how they're shifted around the left field and really pinching in. Almost inside a Little League World Series fence.
Strike 2.
And I would bet that they are inside a Little League World Series fence. Maybe Yasiel Puig right at the edge.
No, they're farther. Those fields are tiny.
I know, you're right.
Oh, okay.
They're 200.
1-2.
I was thinking if they were 300, so maybe like a high school fence.
But like in relation to the infield here,
yeah.
that's Little League style.
They're pinched in, though, and especially with the speed Chris Taylor has and Yasiel Puig. We'll give Matt Kemp a tip of the hat for working on the speed.
1-2 pitch down the left field line, foul.
See, in some ways, Matt Kemp would love to know when Rich Hill is going to throw him a fastball, because that little flare down the left field line is a typical pitcher's hit in a situation like this.
Any way to relay that to your left fielder?
Well, shortstop can relay it. I've seen shortstops that'll have bare hand open or bare hand in a fist behind their back after seeing the signs from a catcher and give it to the outfielders. Cal Ripken used to do that.
Bounces one to third. Justin Turner will engage in a stare down with Escobar and end the inning. To the bottom of the second, no score. Brought to you by the Southern California BMW Centers. Hurry in today to the BMW Summer On Sales event for exceptional offers. Details at SoCalBMW.com. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time. Back at Dodger Stadium, great crowd for this one. First of 4 between the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. Glad you're with us. Hope you're having a great week. Maybe you got tomorrow off. Maybe it's already the weekend for you. Either way, heck of a series to be tuned into. Chris Taylor to lead off this second against Robbie Ray. The Dodgers let wiggle off with a hook in that first. First pitch of the second is a strike.
It's the force of hitting as a whole lineup. And a couple of strays right there getting swung at in the first inning by Matt Kemp and Kike Hernandez really kind of deflated the rally as it was being built by Ray. And it takes a lot of patience, especially with runners in scoring position when that opportunity exists. It's easy to be patient at the top of an inning, set the table, but it's a little harder when all of a sudden there's ducks on the pond.
Pops the mitt with the strike, 1-2. Taylor's done quite a bit of damage against Ray in their previous meetings. Behind him, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And back comes the 26-year-old with a breaking ball to get him looking.
A little bit like a Rich Hill breaking ball catching the top of the strike zone. Not quite as big, but that is not where Ray wanted it, but it definitely fools you visually when it's up there and drops down.
He struck out 3 in a row, and now will go to work against Yasiel Puig. And a word around the clubhouse and with Dave Roberts was that they were all totally fine with his steal attempt of home last night, given the context. Runner at third, 2 out, 0-2 count on Bellinger. Hadn't looked good getting to 0-2. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yasiel's decision to go. He checked every box before he did it. He didn't go on the very first pitch when Belly's got a man in scoring position. You don't know how he looks at the plate. He didn't wait till too late. It was 0-2, and he almost rescued the at-bat for him with the attempt.
Strike 1.
0-2 count. Bellinger has swung the bat a couple of times like he was underwater. Yasiel just one little bit more secondary lead prior to him moving a little bit more scoot. He was out by about 5 feet. It was so close. That after using his chin for landing gear and coming into third.
Yasiel said as soon as he left his feet on that triple, he thought, oh no, what am I doing? This is a dive like I'm trying to catch a ball, not a slide into third, and knew that it would not end well. He takes ball 3 and does a little dance, full count. As far as the tongue goes, he said he's always careful to tuck that away right before the landing gear comes down. But that didn't help the chin out. He feels that it's bruised today. A 3-2 and a foul back. Said the hair helped a little bit of padding for him.
It's not going to heal the bruise or prevent the bruise, but it'll maybe some of the burning.
Right.
The rug burn.
Leaves his feet. Oh no, wrong type of slide. Wrong type of dive. Base is empty, 1 gone, 3-2. Rolled off of the hands to first. This is going to be a race to the bag, and the throw gets behind Ray. But Puig, with a poor base running play, is tagged out.
Yeah, that's a great hustle by Yasiel after getting jammed. You get jammed as a right-handed hitter, you don't get out of the box well, but he started to scoot. He beat the left-hander Ray, who falls off to third base. He gets a late start. Yasiel gets a good start out of there. Yasiel saw the ball get away, heard it, but those 1, 2, 2.5 steps, that's the wrong turn. That's where passion just needs to be tempered a little bit.
Throw to knee 3. And it brings up Barnes with the bases empty and 2 out. Austin takes ball 1. Why Barnes tonight? Well, Yasmani Grandal has caught the last 2 in that very warm Texas climate. And an opportunity against a left-handed starter for Barnes. Strike 1. Quietly been reaching base at a pretty nice clip the last few opportunities. On base 8 of his last 15 times up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ray looking for a 1-2-3 second, and he almost had it. Instead, 2-2. Turner's a popular guy.
He's like a golden retriever. You can lay on him, you can come up and do whatever. He's there for you.
What, you can lay on golden retrievers? That's a thing?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're watching a good game or something, you lay down, put your head on your golden retriever on the floor. Yeah, for sure. Look at Yasiel comes up and just kind of puts his arm around him, just blankets him, and Turner didn't even turn around. It's like, whatever. I'm here for you, big guy. You've never laid on a golden retriever?
Can't say I have. No,
Not
I'm going to try it, though.
I'm not going to leave that there at dead air.
Another 2-2. Barnes fouls it off. See, to me in this situation, Yasiel would be the golden retriever.
Okay.
You know, coming up and kind of laying on the owner.
All right.
That seems.
I got you.
I think that I've been there.
All right. I think the loyalty goes both ways. It's a two-way street with those two. So we're just debating on who the dog is.
Another 2-2. This one buzzes a little bit up and in, and a bit inconsistent so far from Ryan Blakeney behind home plate. They are both man's best friends to each other.
There we go.
How about that? Full count offering, and Barnes slaps one to right. And Souza will move two to finish the Dodgers off in order in the second.
Followed the story of a young baseball standout whose love for the Dodgers led to a special bond with one of his favorite players. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers, presented by Cadillac, tomorrow after the postgame on Sportsnet LA.
No score, third inning. Steven Souza ready to lead off this inning for the Diamondbacks. Hitting leadoff for Arizona tonight. Second night in a row that he's done that. Provided a huge boost for him last night. Well, they went into last night's game having gone 23 innings in a row without a run. And Steven had asked Torey Lovullo a few weeks ago if he would consider hitting him leadoff at some point. Something that he did some last year for Tampa Bay. And Torey thought to himself, what the heck do we have to lose at this point with as bad as things were going? So he inserts Souza into the leadoff spot. He homers and doubles and played fantastic right field as they try to squeeze all they can out of Steven as he improves those numbers here in the second half, taking strike one from Rich Hill for an injury-riddled first few months in a Diamondbacks uniform. Souza's the guy that they acquired to take over for JD Martinez. And nobody ever thought that it would be a straight fix, that he would put up the same kind of numbers that JD did. And they figure with his defense mixed in there, it would at least be close. He's been more himself since the break. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's after he missed most of the first 3 months with a shoulder injury. Back for a couple weeks in May, but hurt it again. Went back on the DL. He strikes out for the second time against Hill tonight.
Rich has been on his game right from pitch one. Robbie Ray was on the ropes early, but it seemed to have found it, and now all of a sudden looks like we're going to have a pitcher's duel.
Isn't that kind of how it should be in big games?
Feels like it, because you know what? Starting pitchers are usually the guys that have helped the foundation of a great team.
Pollock on a line to left. There's Kemp. 2 gone.
You're not going to be a championship team without good starting pitching, and so yeah, you get into these games head to head, the two contenders, and you think, okay, you got a couple of good rotations going against each other.
Top 2 in the National League, at least statistically.
Yep.
It's Greinke, who will go tomorrow night. Boy, has he been good lately.
That is a studied at bat against Zach Greinke, as much as he is prepared for every single hitter, remembering all the tendencies with his amazing brain.
Goldschmidt singled on the first pitch that he saw his first time. Here takes ball 1. One and 1. Talked about it the first time Goldschmidt was up there, but he's just not missing pitches in the zone like he was over the first month. That's flexed on the right side. Hernandez runs out of room. So he's making more contact, and when he is, he's hitting it hard.
And he goes cold. It's swing and miss cold. He's not one to really foul a lot of balls off, because when he gets strikes and he's hot, which has been most of his career, he barrels up a lot of balls.
He's likely on his way to a 4th consecutive top 3 MVP finish. Pretty tough to defend when your hottest zone is straight up the middle. Smacks this one to right center field, beating that little bit of a shift the Dodgers had on. He will hold on with Puig's arm, and he's 2 for 2.
He goes the opposite way against left-handed pitchers, one of the lowest percentages in the big league. So the shift was accurate. Goldschmidt just hit a ball where he normally doesn't. The spray chart was right-handed and left-handed pitchers, but it's even more drastic to the pull side when it's just a lefty.
2 gone for Peralta. Well placed by Hill. Strike 1. Fly to center his first time. Strike 2.
Now Peralta could get just about anything. 0-2, left on left, middle of the heart of the order. And Rich Hill feeling like he can throw anything he wants from any angle.
And Rich really goes to work on left-handers with that different arm angle, doesn't he? It's already tough enough. When you factor in all the different things he can do, those numbers against left-handed hitters, really good.
He was out in front of a sidearm fastball. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes sidearm curveball right here. How can he be on that?
He wasn't. Inning over. Bookend strikeouts for Hill, who's got 6 of them through 3. first inning, but he sat him down in order in the second. Now to the bottom of the third, no score. 9-1-2 for the Dodgers.
This is always a treat.
Scared him out of the zone, Oral.
We only kid because we love, and I love his passion, his creativity, because I am going to find a way to get on, even if the percentages are low.
1 ball and 1 strike. And you may or may not have heard us visiting with Rich live the other night, talking about how good of a hitter he was once in a galaxy far, far away. That's a strike 1 and 2. He was the MVP of his league as a high school senior, not necessarily because of the pitching, but because he hit 9 home runs.
And if you go Star Wars reference, I'm with you.
Look out. 2 and 2.
Dieter.
Yeah, Dieter's with us too.
Way to go, Dieter.
Synergy. Look at him choking up and staying alive.
Like he has talked to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
How far are we going to take this?
We're done.
Okay. I got nothing on that. Star Wars related. Hill's the first out of the inning. 4th K for Ray.
MLB At Bat is your #1 Dodger app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Dodger home screen icons and features such as MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today.
Second time through the order for the Dodgers with Dozier, who fly to center his first time. Ray delivers. Strike 1. You know, Ray during that huge season last year talked about pitching with a fearlessness, and that he just trusted whatever signs the catcher put down and attacked without thinking. He's admitted that there's been more thinking this year, that he probably put too much pressure on himself early to try and repeat the numbers that he put up last year. And that kind of thinking can snowball on you. His 1-1 is ripped to left, sinking for the first Dodger hit of the night.
Robbie Ray looks like a pitcher to me that doesn't add up, subtract, depending on if it's a positive thing that happens or a negative. As we take a look at Brian Dozier and a positive thing for the Dodgers with Carl's Cam. But with Ray, it looks like to me that something happens exponentially. When something negative happens, he seems to spiral down quicker than others, and when something positive happens, looks like it's the impetus of getting on a roll.
Kind of rides that roller coaster.
Yeah, I think he does. Just watching the way he releases the ball and how aggressive he is when he's doing well compared to when he's feeling for it.
1 on 1 out for Turner, who walked his first time and takes ball 1. Now Ray missed most of May, most of June with an oblique strain. Not a simple thing for a pitcher to overcome, but he's refused to use that as any kind of excuse, as the numbers have still not been great. His 1-0 is taken low. He's in 2 places at once. Dozier at first, 1 out, and on a 2-0 pitch, Turner takes ball 3.
If we're going to talk something positive and something negative, he's working through the part of the lineup that he really respects right now. And he didn't throw these guys strikes the first time around. It was a little different too, because Dozier made an out in his first at bat. Now he's on first.
3-1. And 2. And Turner's worked the count full both times up there. First time he took ball 4 eventually. Well, this is the 11th batter that Ray has faced. It's the 6th full count already. Dozier with the first Dodger hit of the day. He leads at first with 1 gone. And Ray deals a 3-2 that Turner hit sharply on the ground to Ahmed. Marte double play. 6-4-3, and we are through 3 with no score in LA. Years ago, the 59-inning scoreless streak began. And on this 30-year anniversary, the Dodgers are ready to celebrate and appreciate once again Oral Hershiser and what he did. Take a look at this on Fan Appreciation Day, what they're giving away. I'm going to give you a close-up of the first one. Does it look like him? I think it does, kind of. Yeah. Move your head a little bit, Oral. Yeah, that's it. Pretty cool, Bulldog.
I am completely honored, and want to thank Lon Rosen and the organization for remembering us 30 years ago, and that was a great team effort. Even though this is kind of the individual accomplishment and the bobblehead, but it was an unbelievable team effort. You can't do that kind of thing without guys behind you, great defenders and people that really care about playing and winning.
Rich Hill throws ball 1 to Eduardo Escobar, opening up this 4th inning. What do you remember about that first day of the streak in Montreal?
Well, it ended up being a win and I think a complete game, but I think it was the last 4 innings that were the zeros, so I don't know why I didn't get them out earlier. Could have been a little longer.
1 ball, 1 strike.
You know nothing like that is going to happen. We're in the midst of trying to win the division and get to the playoffs, and so you're going out every outing like these Dodgers right now. Thinking about every pitch is so important until you seal the deal. And without Tommy Lasorda being my manager, I think that Don Drysdale and I would be tied at the top, but Tommy forced me to go back out for the 10th inning in the last start at San Diego. So Tommy said, "You're going back out," and I'm like, "That's so selfish, Skip. And he goes, why? And I'm like, because Don and I are tied at the top. We're already going to the playoffs. The season is over. We've clinched. I don't need to go out there and put the wear and tear on my body. And he goes, well, you're going back out there. Okay, I'm going back out there.
Full count.
But I was completely satisfied with leaving Don and I at the top and it being over. But Tommy didn't have anything for it. And Don Drysdale, God rest his soul, was a perfect gentleman. He was a broadcaster for the Dodgers at the time. He came down and interviewed me after the streak was broken, and he was a great mentor to me. He taught me a lot about pitching and being a Dodger.
Second time tonight, Escobar's gotten hit by a back foot breaking ball. Literally back-footed him. And the leadoff man aboard for the Diamondbacks here in the fourth, as it was in the second when he hit him. How about our Thrive Inside the Numbers? Just another quick look at some of the numbers behind the streak. Do you remember when it became a thing? Like at what point did it start to become a conversation and something that you were conscious of?
I would say the last two starts.
Not until then.
Yeah. I had some scoreless streaks prior where I think I'd gotten past like 35, but it's hard enough to throw one shutout to think about, oh, I'm only 2 shutouts away, but
right.
Two, it starts to become a conversation and the media starts to take notice.
Strike one on Nick Ahmed.
But I can't say enough about Don Drysdale and the way he handled the whole thing and how much he taught me. And between he and Sandy Koufax are linked so much in Dodger history, and they are two of the greatest mentors that you can have as a pitcher if you come up in the Dodger organization. It was absolutely fantastic to learn from them about how to complete a game, about how to throw a shutout, how to maneuver through a lineup. That man right there will be a great teacher someday, but we want to watch him pitch for a lot longer.
Strike two. Rich Hill is somebody who has gathered advice from Sandy Koufax.
There was a nice special, backstage Dodger special with Rich Hill, Clayton Kershaw, and Sandy Koufax, I think, talking about curveballs back 3-4 years ago. They did it. I think the two guys talked about what they learned from Sandy about the breaking ball and pitching. And you can't have a conversation with Sandy and not get into the topic of life either.
0-2. Late swing to foul it off.
Is it odd for a guy to get hit with a back foot breaking ball like Escobar twice by a great left-handed curveball by Rich Hill? Well, it could be odd to do it in one game, but it's not odd as far as philosophy because he's probably a decent curveball for a strike hitter. So they want to show that pitch to him, but then you don't want to make a mistake out over the plate, so you make sure you get it in.
Oh, Ahmed chops at that one, and it stays at 0-2.
It's a good miss and a thank you. Thank you for hitting the bat.
Escobar at first, nobody out. Another 0-2 is lined to center field. Chris Taylor is there. One gone, fourth inning. Here's Ketel Marte. Diamondbacks surprised some people by signing Ketel to a long-term contract days before the season. He thought about his family, wife, 2 sons, 2 daughters, 2 sisters that he supports in the Dominican Republic. Howls back the first pitch, strike one. Instead of waiting to reach free agency when maybe he would get a bigger deal, he pounced at the chance to sign a life-changing deal right now. Down the right field line, that sends Puig on the move in the corner to catch it over the shoulder.
It is just fun to watch Yasiel play baseball as we take a look at him on the Morongo slow-mo cam. He has really shown a lot of passion and intensity through this streak the Dodgers have been on. A couple of sweeps, Padres, Rangers, and now the big series against Arizona. In some ways, he might have to temper it a little bit. We saw him get tagged out rounding first when he shouldn't have really, and the steal of home was great and a great choice, so you're glad that happened. But that throw right there, and maybe the other throw we saw him make, it's just add the brain in a little bit right now and not quite as much passion, but absolutely love it.
John Ryan Murphy takes one inside. Struck out in the second. That's one of 6 for Rich Hill tonight. 2-0. Well, it's not 59 innings, but it is 10 shutout innings in a row for Rich Hill, going back to his last start. That's the 2-0 fly, and Murphy watches it sweep into the zone for strike one. On a 2-1. Murphy swings and misses. Strike two.
Hitters get between. It's a fastball near the middle of the plate, slightly up. It's a good pitch to hit at 89 miles an hour. Combination with the breaking ball, they get in between and miss a lot of those.
7 Ks through 4 for Rich Hill. And on the offense to try and get things cranked up against Robbie Ray. Scoreless to the bottom of the 4th. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Infinity. Empower the drive. Still no score to the bottom of the 4th inning. Game 1 between the Dodgers and Diamondbacks as Manny Machado gets ready to lead off against Robbie Ray. Manny in his first season in the National League, and first season in a while in the heat of a pennant race like this. And you know who would have loved watching Manny play in these games? His grandpa Francisco. And he's still to this day, his grandpa has passed, but still to this day, writes Francisco's initials in the dirt before each game. Guy that helped raise Manny along with his mom and his uncle, helped instill his love for baseball. Francisco just loved baseball, especially the National League game. That is strike one on Manny. Passed away when Manny was a senior in high school, and he had been sick for a while. He told Manny, "I want to see you play one last time." But unfortunately didn't get to the senior season. He didn't get a chance to watch Manny play that last game. And so writing FN, initials for Francisco Nunez, in the dirt before each game is his way of kind of saying, you know what, you have seen me play again. You're with me every night. Rays 1-1. Machado hits it off the end of the bat to right center. Souza went back at first, now comes on to catch it for the first out of the inning. Now, Grandpa Francisco is very regimented. He'd go to bed at 6 o'clock every single night. He was a guy that would go to bed very early and didn't really break from that. He'd get up at 4 a.m. each morning. But the routine was that when Manny got home from his game, he would poke his head in, and even though Grandpa was dead asleep, he'd wake him up and let him know how the game went. And Francisco loved that. Loved getting a little alarm clock. Here's Kemp. That's ball one. That's where Manny's Dominican roots come from. Francisco was born in the Dominican Republic, and why Manny chose to play for the Dominican Republic in the WBC, even though he was born in Miami. A way to honor Grandpa. On a 2-0. Kemp watches it wrap around the plate. 3 balls, no strikes.
Ray going with a little breaking ball there, 2-0, because that's what he threw Matt in the first at bat, and Matt had some trouble with it. It almost looked like it was disappearing on Matt. He didn't want to give in with the fastball there. Might have to throw one right here.
He does, and Kemp swats it over a leaping Marte for a 1-out hit.
Matt found one he liked, even though it was a 3-0 count. Dave Roberts gives him the green light. He gets his big slugger possibly on track with this line drive up the middle.
One on, one out. The hitter is Hernandez. Saw a lot of pitches his first time. Wound up chasing on a full count offering. But has always seen Robbie Ray well. Good pitch, strike one.
The way to lengthen a lineup for a manager when you have matchups that you really like. Maybe not everybody is hot. You got your hot guys that you want at the top of the order, but then you got your matchup guys near the bottom of the order that have good statistics personally against the guy on the mound.
Kike's kind of turning into both those guys.
He sure is, and I wasn't pointing out to Kike that he hasn't been hot as much as I'm just saying this Dodger lineup is starting to get longer, where at some time Dave Roberts had to use 7 guys or 6 guys on the matchup side, and only 1 or 2 are hot, be Kemp and Muncy or Turner and Bellinger, but now to get in the combination of everything, hot guys that have good matchups.
Rays 1-1. Ground ball, base hit into center. 1 hit over the first 3. Back-to-back singles to set the table here in the 4th.
The Dodger offense has been pretty much labeled boom or bust, and especially against the weaker teams like San Diego and Texas, they took care of business with the bats. Well, now against some better pitching, second best ERA of a starting stash in the National League with Arizona, they're going to have to find some ways to chip away, have some professional at-bats in these situations with runners in scoring position.
So far tonight, they're 0 for 2 with men in scoring position. Both those chances coming in the first inning. Here's Taylor. First pitch breaking ball for a strike. And don't you get the sense that if the Dodgers are going to find a way over this final month to complete the comeback in the division, Chris Taylor's going to have a couple nights where he is right at the center of that. He's such a key component in 2017 and through the postseason. Here with 2 on and 1 out. He lays off, ball 1.
Good take. Aggressive to the moment of that's a ball, or aggressive to the moment of I can't handle that. Disengage the bat just in time.
Kemp at second, Hernandez at first. Ray to the plate, 1-1. Strike 2.
The breaking ball has been landed about 50-50, including some swings and misses and foul balls. But it has functioned well for Ray to get his strikeout. 3 or 4 strikeouts tonight on the breaking ball. With 2 strikes here, will he go to it again?
He did, and it worked. And he's really executing that slider. Now 5 Ks and 2 gone here in the 4th.
It's hard to tell the difference between his curveball and his slider, and pretty much the only way you can is the differential in speed. The curveball down around 81, the slider more 85 and above.
Up to Puig with 2 gone.
I've had some followers on Twitter push back against this next comment, but I will say it.
Already, before you even say it.
Yasiel Puig had a really good batting practice today. There are people out there that think that doesn't matter in the game. Well, some other people have pushed back for me and said, well, you didn't play in the big leagues. Oral might know a little bit more. But I'll tell you what, he was really good in BP. He was using right center. He was hitting it on a line. It was ridiculous how good he was swinging the bat. And you got to build from somewhere, right?
From the big league sounds like it's the best place to build from.
I don't know. Maybe the experience. I didn't mean that to sound very arrogant or egotistical, but some people might have taken it that way.
2 on, 2 out in a scoreless game in the 4th. Ray to Puig with an 0-1. In the dirt, Murphy can't find it in time, and both runners advance.
Not the wildest of pitches, and it didn't scoot very far away, but it was hard to find. Just through the wickets. Partial block. Like an Easter egg hunt. Just a little too late.
So they're at second and third with 2 gone in the 4th inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yasiel Puig cracks one off of the hands under a leaping Hernandez. Here's the throw in time, and the inning is over. The Dodgers so far tonight have had chances, but 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Southern California Toyota dealers. Get huge savings on a reliable new Camry at Toyota's National Clearance Event.
Hi, Doc.
Back at Dodger Stadium, still no score as this game goes to the 5th. Rich Hill already with 7 Ks. Couple hits against him. He's hit a couple batters, no walks and no damage.
70% strikes coming out of his hand. He pretty much knows where it's going. Robbie Ray the other way, a little bit more effectively wild. Only 60% strikes from him.
And it's Ray hitting to lead off this 5th inning, taking a strike. Opposite field line drive base hit for Robbie Ray. Only his 3rd hit of the year. And the pitcher aboard to open the 5th for Arizona.
Baseball is great. Baseball with fireworks is even better. Enjoy watching fireworks from the field after every Friday night Dodger game presented by Denny's. Join us tomorrow, August 31st, when the Dodgers host these Diamondbacks again at 7:10. Stay after the game and enjoy a pyro show set to music popular during the last decade. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Here's Souza. Hill has struck him out both times tonight. He gets strike 1 here. Steven Souza spent 8 seasons in the minors before making his major league debut. Swings and misses, 0-2. Almost gave the game up. Thought about going back trying to play college football. And actually did at one point leave his A-ball team. But came back and just put together a good career. On an 0-2 from Hill, he smacks a ground ball base hit to right. That's back-to-back hits to open the 5th for Arizona.
Nice piece of hitting. Fastball well located. Austin Barnes doesn't need to move his glove, but Souza squares it up and finds a hole.
Now the 2-hitter Pollock. Strikeout in the 1st, line out in the 3rd. One and 0. Quietly, that pitch count already climbing above 80 for Rich. One.
Nobody up in the Dodger bullpen right now, and this is where Dave Roberts and Rick Honeycutt have really started to gain confidence in their starters. They've been on such a roll throughout the year, and all of them right now firing really, really well as far as their performance. And so there's a little bit more rope for the guy who starts the game now. I wouldn't be surprised if we see any action in the bullpen, but as of right now, there's no movement, maybe a little bit of stretching.
Dave Roberts vouched for Kenley Jansen before the game, said Kenley's his closer. No wavering in that. Gave him last night off, but if there's a save situation tonight, it'll be 74. Sharp ground ball to third. Turner with a wide throw that will mean that they get just one.
I'm sure Arizona will take a look at Dozier's feet. Throw gets over in the vicinity. Justin Turner usually fantastic at that.
Great play by Dozier.
Robbie Ray, a pitcher running from second to third, got in the line a little bit. Everyday player that's used to running the bases a little bit more, maybe would have got out of the way. Just kind of. Right about now, it's time for the Coors Light refreshing finish. And pre-game, when he's watching Rich Hill warm up, he was working on his mechanics right there, and they seem to have worked so far tonight. He's got a couple of base hits, one in the first at bat and one in the third inning. Sure would have been nice to finish that double play with him coming up here, but now you got to face him with first and third, one out.
And there is that action in the bullpen. Pedro Baez. First pitch breaking ball to the knees for strike one. Great numbers for Goldschmidt against Hill. Another breaking ball and a pop-up. That is in play, and Barnes has it for out number two.
Sidearm up breaking ball. And boy, this is a huge out. And then remembering there was a runner on third, get at the home plate, call time, and regroup.
Yeah, maybe biggest at-bat of the game so far right there. Hill getting Goldschmidt to pop out. And with runners at the corners and now two out, it's David Peralta, who promptly bangs one to deep right and opens the scoring with a laser of a home run. His 10th of the month. And just like that, the Diamondbacks lead 3-0.
Baseman Eduardo Escobar.
This is a shocker. Fly out to center, a strikeout on a sidearm breaking ball in the last at bat. But Peralta makes a very nice adjustment, hangs in there left on left and makes it hurt.
Now Escobar hits it foul. And for Rich Hill, more than 60% of the runs that he's allowed this year have come off of home runs. That's the highest chunk of runs off homers of any pitcher in baseball. Escobar grounds out to Machado, but we have our first runs of the night. They belong to the Diamondbacks, halfway home in a 3-0 game. season has Arizona on the board first as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
21 RBIs in August. He is one of the hottest hitters and the #1 slugger in August in all of baseball.
Barnes will lead off this 5th against Ray, and it looks like Rich Hill's night is over as Max Muncy steps into the on-deck circle. Nothing in 2. Now, before the home run, the story was starting to become a lack of execution with runners in scoring position. Both teams were sitting at 0 for 4. And then Peralta pounced on the first one from Hill. One and 2.
Ray looking for that shutdown inning, and the Dodgers looking to answer back. Home run like that sends shockwaves through the whole team, but you got to get back, try and set the table, try and get some momentum back.
Barnes strikes out looking. Number 6 for Ray, 1 away in the 5th. And here is Muncy. Enjoyed a few days home in his own bed, getting to catch up with his family and friends. Only a 2-game series, but Max left after the day game Sunday and had to spend Sunday night, full off day Monday, home in the Dallas-Fort Worth area too. Final line for Rich Hill. Spotless before the Peralta swing. Strike 1.
You got to go all the way back to a July 4th start when Rich Hill only goes 5 innings. He has been on a roll and going deep into games for the Dodgers.
Ray to Muncy with this 1-1. That takes off on him. 2 balls and a strike. We talked about Ray's lack of command during that first inning when he walked 2 of the first 3 hitters, but has an issue to walk since then. That's been a problem for him much of the year. Here, though, he's fallen behind 3-1. Top of the order, and Brian Dozier waiting. On a 3-1, Muncy swings at a ball in the dirt, uncharacteristic of him. Full count.
Saw fastball, got slider.
I don't think he saw it at all. He just asked home plate umpire Ryan Blakeney close. 3-2. Got him looking.
Second baseman Brian.
I think you're right, Joe. I think he was having trouble picking it up.
So now Dozier is one of the Dodgers' 3 hits tonight. Third time through the lineup for the Dodgers. So a lot of the damage has come against Robbie Ray. Here's the slugging, first 2 times through the order as opposed to the third. The case with most guys, but a stark difference.
That's the history, but the present tense for me is he is executing his pitches right now.
Yeah.
Unless something changes real quickly on the mound, for as long as he's in there, it's going to be tough.
Got a fastball by Dozier.
His last 4 starts, he's been over 100 pitches. He's gone 101, and then he's been all the way up to 107. And he's still got some bullets in the tank.
Here it comes with an 0-2. Dozier takes it for ball 1. He's got 7 Ks tonight. Racked up those strikeouts at an alarming rate against the Dodgers last year, almost 2 per inning. On a 1-2. Dozier pops it up. That will reach the seats.
He's made 7 starts here at Dodger Stadium. ERA of 1.81.
Another foul ball. Another souvenir. And I've heard you talk about just certain places, whether it's the feel of the mound or how it looks behind home plate. You just feel right.
Yeah, he has a good feeling looking at a Dodger uniform, pitching in Dodger Stadium, pitching against the Dodgers at home.
Delivers another 1-2 and gets Dozier swinging, striking out this side in the 5th. Down to San Diego, where the Rockies have tied it at 2. And Desmond legging things out here to avoid an inning-ending double play, allowing Trevor Story to score. Start of action tonight. Colorado a half game back of the Diamondbacks and a half game ahead of the Dodgers. The tightest race in baseball, the National League West. 3 teams bunched within a game at the top of the division.
Standings have turned San Francisco and San Diego into spoilers, and the other 3 are competing for the title.
Pedro Baez comes on for Rich Hill, and he's gone 7 games in a row without giving up a run.
Here at Dodger Stadium in the month, he has been outstanding. Batting average against below 100, gaining a lot of confidence and executing his pitches very well here in the home digs.
I mentioned 7 games in a row, no runs. Actually, 7 games in a row, no hits. On the first pitch, Nick Ahmed pops it up. Near the dugout, Kike Hernandez has it measured up for out number 1.
Second baseman, Marte.
Kike making only his 7th start of the year at first tonight. A lot of those have come recently. Dave Roberts continuing to try and find a way to get his hot bat in there. Here's Marte. 1 ball, no strikes. You mentioned the Giants and the Padres trying to play spoilers. Speaking of the Giants, word is Andrew McCutchen has been traded to the New York Yankees. 2-0. Another 24 hours to pull off those waiver deals.
It would make the Giants a little easier opponent for the Rockies, the Diamondbacks, and the Dodgers.
That's where the Dodgers will finish. 3-0. Diamondbacks finish their season at San Diego. Before that, though, and we've touched on this, their schedule is as difficult as you're going to find. Good change up, 3-2.
It's unfair when you throw your fastball 98 miles an hour and your changeup at 88. It's about Rich Hill's fastball.
Threw it again to get him.
Be at Dodger Stadium to support your boys in blue as they battle for this Western title. This all-important Arizona series continues through Sunday as Dodger fans can enjoy big savings on tickets starting at as low as $10. Purchase Dodgers.com/determined. Purchase them at that.
I know what you meant.
I know.
That link may be expensive to actually buy. Dodgers.com/determined. Just one page, maybe not as expensive.
I was determined to get through that promo.
You did it. Murphy happy to have Hill out of there. He struck out both times against Rich. 2 of the 7 that Hill had. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dodgers and the Diamondbacks meeting up for the first time since May 9th. Arizona's won 8 of the first 12. And if you go back to the final couple of meetings in the regular season last year, not including the postseason, where the Dodgers obviously got the last laugh, Arizona's won 14 of 18 against LA. Baez deals 2-1, and Murphy swings through a fastball at 98, strike 2. Another 1-2-3 inning for Pedro Baez. That's 8 1/3 in a row with no hits allowed by Pedro.
His zeros that he has posted against the Dodgers have made those 3 runs huge. The breaking ball's only been about 50%, but it has struck out 6 of 8 Dodger hitters. So he's landing it and putting it in the right spot when he needs to.
Guy that came into the game with an ERA just under 5 and had been pitching a little bit better recently, but had not been able to shed the control issues. That continued into the first inning tonight with a pair of walks. No walks since then, though. Now that said, it's this part of the order that drew those walks, and even the next time up with Turner and Machado, he didn't look real interested in giving him much good to hit.
Justin Turner was in the middle of that painful inning when Robbie Ray got a hit, and then Souza got a hit, and then the perfect double play ball that they were able to record 2 and just got the 1 runner out at second. That really hurt prior to the home run.
Starts him with a breaking pitch, strike 1. Yeah, if you're able to turn 2 there, then Goldschmidt's pop-up ends the inning, and Peralta never comes up against Hill. Strike 2. Because you can't assume a double play, those runs won't go down as unearned. But that close to Rich Hill getting through 5 with no damage. Fastball buzzed him in, 1-2. This is that play we were talking about.
And it looks like Ray running from second to third got in his vision a little bit. An outstanding play from Brian Dozier to get the 1 out. Justin Turner will tell you that 99% of the time when he makes his normal throw, they turn 2.
You mentioned it earlier, but going over 100 pitches, nothing out of the ordinary for Ray. 4 consecutive outings he's done so. Number 98 is a 2-2 to Turner that misses away, and the count is full. Brad Ziegler So for a moment, the attention turns to the Diamondbacks bullpen, which on the year has been the best in the National League, but not close to as good lately. A payoff pitch. Turner fouls it.
Has the workload started to catch up with the Diamondbacks bullpen? You look at workload in certain situations as far as like the last 3-4 days, the last series, then you look at it the overall the whole year, and they've had their innings and an awful lot of them.
Kind of fulfilling both those questions, right? Lately and overall. Another foul ball from Turner. So they've got 3 of the top 7 in the National League when it comes to appearances. Chafin, Hirano, Bradley. But then really building them up recently. That series in San Francisco, with the exception of last night, Torey Lovullo managed very aggressively. Eighth pitch from Robbie Ray to Justin Turner is struck foul again.
Deep counts for this portion of the order all night.
Turner's worked it full all 3 times he's been up there. The 9th pitch that he'll see from Ray gets him swinging.
The breaking balls have been about 50% for strikes, but this one is really sharp and stays in the strike zone for a long time before it bites. He is really on his game.
4 straight outs via the strikeout, 5 of the last 6. And now Machado. Walking a fly out for Manny tonight. Robbie Ray was originally drafted by the Washington Nationals. He's already been traded a couple times in his career to the Tigers. Made his debut there in a handful of games. And then to the Diamondbacks in the same trade that sent Didi Gregorius to New York. He actually used to be a Diamondback. Nothing in 2. Now in his 5th year in the majors, 4th one with Arizona. I thought that they had a new ace last year. Recapturing some of that 2017 form tonight. Home with an 0-2. Machado takes it high, ball 1. Last regular season start for him looked a little bit like this. Career high 14 Ks over 7 2/3 shutout innings. Of course, he had the postseason start where the Dodgers knocked him around, knocked him out of the game before the end of the 5th. Machado drills one to left center field. That ball is gone. And the Dodgers on the board with a long ball from Machado. Seventh in his last 12 games.
Marco, top tier play of the game. This home run. He's had 3 home runs in the last 4 games. Now he's got 4 home runs in the last 5 games. And boy, the power has started to be turned on by Manny Machado. Early in a Dodger uniform, not much power. Lately, a surge.
And a surge through Dodger Stadium as Robbie Ray leaves the game. 3-1 the score in the sixth. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Dodgers on the board with the home run from Manny Machado, his 33rd of the season. Here it is on StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
I thought he got it better than this one. The velocity just under 100 miles an hour. It felt like it was hit harder, but at 33 degrees, it had a big, tall arc.
Matt Kemp fouls off the first one from Brad Ziegler, who replaces Robbie Ray. Ziegler, a guy that Arizona brought back into a Diamondbacks uniform this summer. He spent the majority of his long major league career there, but it bounced from Boston to Miami before coming back at the deadline this year. 38-year-old home with an 0-1 that misses low. And he has not been very good. 5.79 the earned run average since returning to Arizona.
He gets a lot of ground balls, but they've been finding holes and hit hard.
Falls behind Kemp, 2-1. Ball three.
The Dodgers and this crowd needed that home run. They needed something positive to light a fire under the team, get the fans in the game.
On a 3-1 pitch, Matt Kemp swings, pulls it to short, and by Ahmed. Normally so sure-handed. One-out single from Matt Kemp, and the tying run to the plate in the sixth.
Ball's got some top spin and takes a wicked hop right there on Ahmed.
Wouldn't have been an easy play, just one that you wouldn't be surprised to see him make. Instead of Kike Hernandez with the right-handed throwing Ziegler, Dave Roberts sends Cody Bellinger to the plate. Cody has a home run in his 3 tries against Ziegler lifetime. Takes ball 1. Cody, one of the top hitters in the National League this month. Mom and Dad, like usual, in attendance. Clay on the left, and Jennifer is mom. The 1-0. Bellinger rips it to first. You can't hit it any harder than that, but right into the glove of Paul Goldschmidt. A double play to end the inning. Home run from Manny Machado, and Cody Bellinger smoking a ball, but into a double play to finish that inning.
Disappointing for everybody when you hit a ball that hard. Matt Kemp looked like he was getting out of the way, like, oh, it's going to hit me, and everybody, including Mom.
Bellinger stays in the game at first base. And John Jay to pinch hit against Pedro Baez. Here's the 7th gets going. That's strike one. Jay's been a quietly really good pickup for them. Came over while A.J. Pollock was banged up during the first half from Kansas City. It's a bouncing ball to second. There's Dozier. Baez has retired all 5 that he's faced. Back to the top, and Steven Souza.
Did you notice on that out, the ground ball to Dozier, that Dieter Rule played his walk-up song when he's going up to bat?
I didn't, but you're right now that you say that. Dirt on my boots.
Yep. We got to stay on our toes and listen to Dieter. He slips stuff in all the time.
It's an amazing catalog of songs he has in him. That one's fair into the corner. Souza's got extra bases here with 1 out in the 7th. He'll hold on with a double. Second hit of the night for him, and it's been a nice move for Torey Lovullo the last 2 nights, hitting him leadoff.
He's been a spark. He hasn't scored, but he's helped the lineup move along. We'll take 2 for 4 from your leadoff hitter any night.
4 hits in the 2 games that he's been there, including a home run, couple of doubles. And to the plate with 1 out is A.J. Pollock. Talked about his numbers being way down since coming back from the broken thumb in early July. He says the thumb has nothing to do with it. It's more the lost rhythm from missing that much time. In fact, he kind of got to start over. The whole league's been going, and then there you are, having sat for 2 months, trying to find it again right in the middle of his season. Strike one. There's the 0-1. Cracked on the ground left side. Turner lets it go to Machado, who gets him by plenty.
His arm is so impressive. No matter what's going on in the lower half, if he gets his feet set or if he doesn't get his feet set. And normally the third baseman takes this because the momentum of the shortstop and the arm strength of the shortstop can't make it up in time, but Justin knows what's behind him, just lets him take it.
Through enough time there for them to communicate the way outfielders do on pop-ups. It's almost as if he heard him say, "I got it."
Yeah, that or Justin just has a really good feel, depending on where they are starting in their positioning. It was really a fine play.
Here's Goldschmidt. Souza's second and 2 out. Strike one. Diamondbacks trying to get that run right back. One on one. Not going to really be able to tell what. Really be able to tell what he says, if anything, on that play, but it was interesting. Like Turner was ready till the last moment, pulled the glove back, knew that he had it. One and one. Here comes Baez. Slider for strike two. Now the hit against Pedro is the first one since August 9th. Trying to avoid the first run since that day. He fires a 1-2 after a look at second.
Don't pay too much attention to him at second. He can be on third, he can be on second. You just need to get somebody out. If he moves over to third, he can't steal your signs.
Now the 1-2.
And also with two out, you're not trying to shorten his secondary lead because he's going to be off at the crack of the bat. You're probably not going to throw him out at home if you give up a hit. It's a natural look out there. Make sure he stops, and then really in your mind's eye, you're concentrating on this guy.
Two for three tonight. Get on another 1-2 from Pedro. On the way.
In a way, if you're Pedro, you just want to release your fielders too. I've got the runner. You don't want Dozier jockeying back and forth. You don't want Turner pinching in at third and losing some range. You really just subtly just say, I got the runner. I'll make him stop. You guys get in your good defensive positions where you want to be.
Stares at Souza at second and comes home, getting him swinging with a slider, showing some emotion afterwards. Pedro Baez, 2 scoreless innings, and we scratch in a 3-1 game.
Purchase season tickets to enjoy exclusive experiences throughout the season and guarantee your seats for great promotional nights and exciting matchups, including the Cubs and Yankees. Receive 2018 postseason rights with the purchase of your 2019 season tickets. Visit Dodgers.com/season tickets.
Jake Diekman is the other guy that the Diamondbacks brought in prior to the deadline to help out what was already the #1 bullpen in the National League. And Diekman, like Ziegler, has struggled since coming over.
He hasn't struggled against left-handed hitters, but he's not facing one here in Taylor. The last 21 at-bats against lefties, only 4 hits, but he's got to face the whole lineup, left-handers and righties.
And it's 3 right-handed hitters due up against him. Taylor, a couple of strikeouts tonight. Fastball to the inside corner, 0-1. A 3-run home run from Peralta with 2 gone in the 5th inning. The difference in this game. Dodgers getting their lone run and a Machado solo shot to chase Robbie Ray in the 6th. Diekman's 0-1. Taylor swings through it, strike 2. Diekman, 31 years old, out of Nebraska. 7th major league year, 3rd different team that he's pitched for. First was a Philly, then a Ranger. And to the Diamondbacks at the deadline. 1-2. Got it. Third K for Taylor tonight, one away in the seventh.
Right fielder, number 66, Yasiel Puig.
10th strikeout for the Dodgers. 7 of the last 9 games the Dodgers have struck out in double figures.
Puig with one gone.
It only seems significant in the games where you lose.
Right.
As they are coming off of 2 sweeps.
Where they average close to 7 runs per game. So far in this one, reverting back to how the offense looked against St. Louis in the 3-game sweep here last week. They scored a total of 6 runs in those 3 games. Oh, and 2 on Puig. Diekman fires and Puig strikes out swinging. And the K's keep on piling up.
Catcher, number 15, Austin Barnes.
Taylor with a breaking ball goes up the ladder against Yasiel and can't catch up.
Two up, 2 down in the 7th, and now Diekman to face Barnes. Well, the Machado home run gave the stadium a bit of a jolt, but overall the Peralta 3-run shot has just kind of sucked the life out of the building. On a night where there was quite a buzz to start.
That was a painful inning. You think about the pitcher getting a hit, then another ball finding a hole, a double play ball that could have got you out of the inning after then getting a pop-up. It was a game-changing inning.
Pitcher's spot due next, Grandal. Two and 0. And Barnes takes strike 1. Looks like it'll be Caleb Ferguson for the 8th. Baez has continued to trend for the Dodger bullpen. Last 11 games outside of Kenley Jansen, their ERAs around 1.7. Sharply hit, base hit into center field. Barnes keeps things alive for Grandal, who will come up representing the tying run.
Not an insignificant hit when you can bring the tying run up here late in the game.
It's been a rough go of it in August for Yasmani, but he did homer last night from the right side of the plate, which we've seen more frequently lately. This is 22nd of the year.
Strikeouts have really plagued him. 24 of them in his last 60 at bats.
Barnes leads at first with 2 gone as Diekman comes home to Grandal. It's in the dirt and blocked by Murphy. On a 1-0, Grandal takes strike one. Be interesting to see what the final couple innings look like for the Arizona bullpen with the way that they've used their top guns in recent days. There's Hirano. A little bit more well rested than Chafin or Bradley lately. Strike two. The 1-2. Grandal strikes out. 8 of the last 11 outs have been strikeouts for the Dodgers, and after 7, they trail it 3-1. The studio for a preview of Access Sportsnet Dodgers.
All right, thanks, Joe. The Dodger bats have been so hot during that 5-game winning streak, Jerry, but through 7 innings, Arizona's been able to shut them down.
Robbie Ray was pretty good tonight, but you know what? Dodger bats need to come alive late in the game.
All right, still a chance to make this a win for the Dodgers. We'll see you coming up after the game.
All right, guys, as Caleb Ferguson comes into the game with a new catcher for the Dodgers, Yasmani Grandal, after pinch hitting, stays in. And Ferguson, whose overall ERA is skewed by those few starts that he made, but out of the bullpen, right around 2.
17 outings coming out of the bullpen. I really love his competitive spirit. It reminds me a little bit of Walker Buehler. There's no fear in this young man. Being his rookie year, kind of a late debut this year, but he's really settling in. And you can tell by the way he likes to pour in the strikes.
Which he does to open David Peralta's at-bat. It's Peralta's 3-run home run in the 5th inning against Rich Hill. That's the difference thus far. Fouls it off, 0-2.
Low sidearm fastball. He digs out and he hits a line drive. He wasn't sure it was out. He saw the height of it and thought, I better get out of this batter's box, but then to get out of the stadium in a hurry, so he didn't have to run very hard after that.
Former pitcher David Peralta gets out of the way of this one. 1-2. Had a couple shoulder surgeries, though. This is while he was in the minors. Originally a Cardinals minor leaguer, and they released him on what he says is the worst day of his life. He went home to Venezuela, trained to become an outfielder. Work out all day in the morning with his dad on the baseball stuff, and then strength and conditioning in the afternoon. Takes another high fastball, and it's 2-2. dropped some bad weight, filled out, bulked up. Spent 3 seasons in independent ball just trying to latch on with an affiliated team again. Finally did, and then made it to the bigs. He strikes out, 1 gone in the 8th.
Baseman number 14, Eduardo Escobar.
2 top National League pitching staffs going at it, punching out a lot of guys.
(3-1) in the 8th. Ferguson to Escobar. A curve for a strike. Got hit by a couple curveballs from Rich Hill tonight, and then grounded to short. Shoots this one foul quickly, 0-2. Top of the order due up for the Dodgers. See who that's against. So Hirano warming. Perhaps more in Diekman. The 1-2. Ground ball, base hit.
Shortstop number 13, Nick Ahmed.
8th hit for the Diamondbacks. 1 big blow. The home run out hitting the Dodgers 8-6.
Here's Ahmed. The Diamondbacks trying to reach the postseason in back-to-back years for the first time since 01-02. Made it last year in the wild card game, beating Colorado. It's their first 500 or above season since 2011. 1-0 on Ahmed. It was in the first year of the new regime. Torey Lovello and GM Mike Hazen, both coming from Boston. Been in first place this year more than any other team in the West. All but 2 days in this month of August. It's been a really streaky season for them when you break it down and look at the different records over the different segments. Up and down and up and down. And you know, we're talking from best team in baseball to one of the worst in the National League over week breakdowns. You put it all together, 73-60 and in first place. On this 2-0, it's hit foul, 2-1.
It feels like a race to 90 wins. Even though on a nightly basis you look at the head-to-head competitions, but if one of these teams plays well to the end, they're probably going to reach 90. Diamondbacks need 17 more to get there. Dodgers need 18.
That'd be 17-12 for Arizona. It'd be an 18-11 finish for the Dodgers to get to that magic number.
No guarantees at that number, but it just feels like that's where it's going to end, right around that number.
Colorado's in extras in San Diego, tied at 2 with the Padres. And again, they started the night right in the middle. Half game back of the Diamondbacks, half game ahead of the Dodgers. On a 2-2, it's inside, full count. Dylan Floro. Full count offering and shot over Dozier into right center, base hit. Two on with one out.
Second baseman number 4, Ketel Marte.
Well, he just carves this ball to right field. Worked really hard to get inside of it, and in doing that, elevates it over second.
And as Marte comes up, Rick Honeycutt comes out.
This gives Floro a little bit more time down in the bullpen to get ready for the next hitter if they decide to go in that direction. Also gives Rick a chance to really clarify what kind of plan they want right here.
It was initially scheduled tomorrow to be Greinke and Kershaw, with the Dodgers switching Kershaw and Ryu. Reason being, that'll set Kershaw up to face the Rockies instead of the Mets next week. So it's Greinke and Ryu tomorrow. It's Corbin and Kershaw on Saturday, and then Buchholz and Buehler on Sunday. First and second with one out, and Ketel Marte. A 3-1 game in the 8th inning. Here comes Ferguson. Strike one.
Dodger pitchers have struck out batters at a double-figure rate 10 of the last 13 games. Ferguson used one right here.
Into center field. Chris Taylor has to play it on a bounce. The runners had to make sure that it was in, so they go station to station.
Catcher number 36, John Ryan Murphy.
Two good hits this inning, but this one was off the end of the bat. You'd actually want it hit on the barrel if you're Caleb Ferguson. Then it reaches Chris Taylor in the air, but being off the end of the bat, a little backspin just drops in there. Goes without saying, this is huge right here as far as opportunities to come back in this game. You've got to do more than just offense now. You've got to play outstanding defense and get some good pitching from this guy.
John Ryan Murphy, D-backs 8-hitter, takes strike one. And a curve to the corner. Murphy's 0 for 3 tonight. Has struck out all 3 times.
Catcher at the plate, so the Dodger infield back at double play depth. Nobody really coming home, maybe except Bellinger.
Back-to-back curves, and it's 0-2.
If he hits the top of one of those curveballs and just chops it down to third, Justin Turner will charge and come home. Other than that, they are looking for 2.
Pitcher's spot due next. They have Christian Walker in the on-deck circle. Escobar at third, Ahmed at second, Marte at first. And Ferguson home with an 0-2. Fastball got him looking.
Facing a catcher, and maybe he's thinking along with you, like, oh, you'll waste one. Well, they were thinking about going up the ladder, maybe for a ball, but they went to the top of the strike zone and got the punch out.
Christian Walker.
For John Ryan Murphy, first 4K game of his career. Still loaded, 2 gone, and Christian Walker's been announced as the pinch hitter. Perhaps buying a little more time as Dave Roberts go to the right-handed pitching Floro here. Looks like he's ready to go, and Dave Roberts not yet making a move towards the field.
And remember, Rick Honeycutt's already been out to the mound to go over some strategy, so he cannot return even though there's a pinch hitter here. Ferguson would have to be removed.
So Ferguson stays in. Bases loaded in the 8th inning in a 3-1 game. Perfectly placed, strike 1.
In the heat of a division race, you've gone from substitute starter to somebody that the manager trusts with bases loaded, 2 out, and pretty much the hopes of the Dodgers on the line in this game.
And he gets ahead with his fastball. 0-2.
And he is not backing down from the challenge. These fans know how important this out is.
Got in on him, and we'll do it again. Top of the order coming up in the bottom of the 8th. The rookie Ferguson trying to keep him within striking distance. In an inning where the Diamondbacks have racked up 3 singles to load him up. Another 0-2. And another foul ball.
The fastball's an out pitch at 95 and above, especially up in the strike zone. Maybe low and away on the black in an 0-2 count. The breaking ball in the dirt is an out pitch, but it brings a lot of risk with a man on third.
Will carry with it a lot of trust. Yasmani Grandal. 0-2 again. Threw the breaking ball, and it was grounded foul.
Left it up a little bit because of the high fastballs, though, out in front with the timing.
Bases loaded, 8th inning, 0-2. Swatted to right. Puig is there. Inning over. Caleb Ferguson out of the jam, keeping the Dodgers in the game to the bottom of the 8th. lights on. 3 more between these teams before the New York Mets come into town for a 3-game series beginning on Monday. Same place, same time tomorrow night as Hyun-Jin Ryu opposes Zach Greinke. Diamondbacks up 3-1, and Yoshi Hirano, who has good numbers overall in his first season in the majors, but even he lately has shown some signs of slowing.
Fastball splitter. Dodgers going to have to be disciplined. If the splitter starts down by the knees, you're going to have to recognize it and lay off it. So when that starts diving, you'll just hit the top of it or swing and miss at it.
First outing for Hirano since Saturday. He's one of the only well-rested guys in that bullpen. And he better be feeling good facing the top of the Dodger lineup. Brian Dozier takes strike 1. Last time out for Hirano, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, and didn't record an out. Overall this season, the top bullpen in the National League. One ball, 1 strike. Hirano out of Japan. 34 years old, signed a 2-year deal with Arizona this offseason. That's the 1-1 fly. And Dozier gets under it. Who wants it? It's Goldschmidt.
That is not routine. Look up, try and find the ball in the sky as high as a big leaguer hits it, and then come in and start walking on the mound as you are coming close. You got to have some short, choppy steps so you don't trip. He tiptoed up the back of the hill, confidently yelling for it. Let the guy with the biggest glove take it.
Turner with 1 out. Strike 1. Bouncing ball that gets through, base hit. Marte thinks that he should have had it. Instead, Hirano's got to deal with Manny Machado representing the tying run.
Justin Turner didn't like the call on the first pitch, but boy, does he like how this ball scoots through. 2.5 hops, and it is in the outfield. Marte has good range, but didn't really get a good jump on that one.
Manny Machado red hot right now. Solo home run in the 6th, his 7th in his last 12 games. Starting to go on one of those tears that the Dodgers knew that he was capable of. Well, to put the team on his back in the heat of this pennant race. He takes strike 1. Here's that home run, just barely got it over the wall to chase Ray in the 6th.
Almost 100 mile an hour off the bat. Snuck it out of here.
That one fades in for strike 2.
Manny didn't like the call and took a long walk to just kind of exhale through it. A few other Dodgers didn't like it.
Hirano benefiting from one of the best framers in baseball in John Ryan Murphy. He bought him a couple strikes in this 8th inning. 0-2. Ripped down the line. It's a fair ball. A ricochet right to Peralta means that Machado has only a single, but the Dodgers have them cornered with 1 out.
You may feel like the umpire puts you in a hole, but you've got to disregard that and concentrate, and he picks on a high splitter. He blisters this ball down the line, just staying fair. This carom was worrisome because it was a possible shot at Turner at third with the perfect carom, and it also held Machado to a single.
It's got him at first and third with one gone and a 3-1 game in the 8th. With Kemp coming up, we look back at that carom you're talking about. It was the perfect one for Arizona.
Played perfectly and then gets it in a hurry. Peralta's made a big impact on this game. Some exciting times here, partner. I'm going to miss you.
Yeah.
You're all dressed to get ready to go get on an airplane.
I hate it. I'm going to have big time FOMO this weekend. Back on Sunday, back for game 4.
You have other responsibilities, but boy, is this a lot of fun.
I'll have one eye here, that's for sure. First and third, one out. And Matt Kemp, who's got a couple singles tonight, comes up representing the go-ahead run. And even with Kemp's struggles in this second half, he's still top 5 in the National League with runners in scoring position this year. Here we go. Hirano delivers. Kemp takes, wow, strike one off of the plate.
Those edges have been very wide this inning especially.
Dodgers hitless in their 4 tries with men in scoring position so far. 1-1.
Hirano is not on a roll. They might have the #1 bullpen in the National League, but right now he has struggled of late and he's in a jam.
Kemp able to lay off and ahead of the count, 2-1. That's Andrew Chafin, who's pitched 4 of the last 5 days, but has faced just 1 batter in each of those outings. Likely for the left-handed batting Bellinger, who waits on deck. For now, it's Matt Kemp's moment. A 2-1 and a ground ball to short. Ahmed, the second one, a double play to end the inning. We've played 8, and the Diamondbacks hang on to a 3-1 lead. The Dodgers won, 9th inning.
Ferguson, Baez, Floro have really been on a roll. Dave Roberts trying to hold the Diamondbacks right there. Give the offense another chance in the 9th.
Bellinger, Taylor, and Puig, the doo-ups. Arizona trying to gather some insurance here with the top of the order. Souza, Pollock, and Goldschmidt. Another good night for Steven Souza Jr. Single in the 5th, double in the 7th. Added the junior to his name when he was 24 to honor his dad, Steve, who is a huge part of his upbringing. Works at Boeing in Seattle, which is where Steven grew up. He's climbed the ladder there. Started out as a mechanic at Boeing and now senior manager. Always Steven's biggest supporter, athletically, personally. Used to drive him 2 hours to practice with his select team. Built him a backyard batting cage, bought him a pitching machine. Whatever he could do. And so the least Steven could do is officially add that junior to the nameplate. And to the official name. Doesn't have it on the nameplate anymore, I guess, but on the official roster, Steven Souza Jr. Floro brings him a 1-1. And just misses. Caught more of the plate than a few that were called strikes in the 8th.
By a few inches.
Good pitch, 2-2. It's one of those fastballs we see from Floro that looks like changeup action.
I love his fastball when it's down there. It's ridiculous.
Here comes the 2-2. Yeah, kind of a half swing. Line drive to Bellinger for out number 1.
Cody hit one of those earlier, and now he gets to catch one. Turnabout's fair play.
Bellinger due to start the 9th. And Chafin has started to warm again. So he'll at least be out there, looks like, for Cody. Pollock takes the ball. Another liner, but another out. Dozier spears this one. And with 2 gone, it's Goldschmidt.
Well, if we're going to stay in order, Goldie's got to line out to third. We have L3 and L4, and let's get the L5.
Let's just get to the bottom of the 9th, however, huh? On the corner, strike 1. Oh, Blakeney going off the inside edge a little bit there. Not a bit. Slider for strike 2. Chopper to short. Machado. 1-2-3 ninth for Dylan Floro. Fasten those seatbelts to the bottom of the ninth. It's Bellinger to lead it off, then Taylor, then Puig. 2 for the tie and 3 for the win. Batter. He's been killer on lefties, and it's Cody Bellinger to lead it off.
64 games, second in the NL. And he has been very tough on lefties, but Cody Bellinger is swinging the bat a lot different.
It's Brad Boxberger, their closer. Even he's been a little bit shaky recently. One swing in this game, the big difference. Peralta's home run off Rich Hill with 2 out in the 5th. Dodgers getting their lone run and a home run from Machado in the 6th. It's Bellinger to open the 9th. Shots misses, ball 1. Two and 0. Fouls it off. 2 balls, 1 strike. And a 3-1 game here in the 9th inning. This team's facing off for the first time since May 9th. Diamondbacks have won 8 of the first 12 between the teams this year. And the final 7, including tonight, going to go a long way in determining who wins the division. Of course, the Rockies hope that they have something to say about it as well. They continue to go in San Diego, tied at 2 in the 11th. On a 2-1 pitch. Bellinger grounds it foul, strike 2. Came up representing the tying run in the 6th inning as a pinch hitter, and ultimate frustration, tattooed a ball but into a double play. Here in the 9th, he strikes out, 1 gone.
Center fielder number 3, Chris Taylor.
And it was Chafin for Bellinger. It's going to be Boxberger for the right-handers coming up. Taylor stepping into the batter's box. Puig on deck. Torey Lovullo and the Diamondbacks trying to piece it together to get the opener in this critical 4-game set. Giving up runs in a couple of outings over the last 2 weeks.
He's been excellent against first batter's face. They're only hitting 116 off him, and the Dodgers need a success in that category to bring the tying run to the plate.
It's Taylor coming up with the bases empty and 1 gone. It has been a rough night for Chris with strikeouts in all 3 ABs. And Chris, over his last 20 games, now hitting below 150.
Padres had first and second no out in the bottom of the 11th against the Rockies and failed to score.
Wow. Fastball for a strike on the inside corner. Save leaders in the National League. You wouldn't figure that Wade Davis would be the leader in that category with all the problems he and the Rockies have had at the back end. The 0-1. Strike 2. That thing disappears. Ball 1.
Boxberger will throw that fastball changeup combination 75-25 against righties. Against lefties, it's almost 50-50.
Got him looking. 14 strikeouts for Dodger hitting tonight. It's up to Puig to keep things alive. If he can reach, Jock Peterson would hit. Ball 1. Two and 0. 7 o'clock again tomorrow. Hyun-Jin Ryu for the Dodgers and the old Dodgers Zach Greinke for Arizona. On a 2-0 pitch, Puig corks one, foul, 2-1. Dodgers have 8 hits in this game, but 7 of them singles. Oh for 5 with runners in scoring position tonight. They're down to their last strike. That's it. Kind of a fitting way for this one to end, with the Dodgers striking out in order in the 9th, and Arizona takes game 1.
3 more left in this series, 28 left in the season. Arizona maintains their first place position.
Play of the game brought to you by Lexus. It is David Peralta's 3-run bullet of a home run against Rich Hill on the first pitch that he saw in the 5th inning. That gives Arizona the 3-1 lead. The Dodger offense ultimately couldn't come from behind, getting just the home run from Manny Machado. For Orr Hershiser and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. Game 2 of the series tomorrow night. Now stay tuned. It's Access Sportsnet Dodgers.